So what's going on guys, Kids here and welcome back to a brand new video. For today I will show you the top 10 best first Descendant weapons that are very overpowered. So in this game there are a bunch of different weapons, but the big question is, which ones are the best and can do the highest damage possible for every character in the Descendant. So I've done a bunch of testing and here are the results. If this sounds interesting to you, then let's get right into it. So then moving over to the first weapon, which is the Thunder Cage submachine gun. This is a great weapon for fast-paced combat. It releases electric shockwave when you defeat enemies, which deals additional damage in AoE range. You can get it early in the game, but its special effects only activate after you kill your first few targets. Overall, this weapon is suitable for every single character in the game, and if you're usually not sure which weapon will suit your build the best, then you can't go wrong with the Thunder Cage. Then for the second one we have the Python submachine gun. This is another great weapon, as on hitting weak points, it will inflict a unique ability called the Prey. And Prey is a 1-second effect that reduces a bunch of resistances on the enemies. And most importantly, this can stack up to 20 times. This weapon works great with the non-element and toxic descendants, like the Freyna, Glay and Enzo. This is not the easiest weapon to use, as it requires decent aim for optimal effectiveness, but if you can get used to it, then you will be unstoppable. Then for the third weapon we have the perforator hand cannon. This is ideal for tackling tough enemies with shields. If you have accurate shooting, you can quickly handle strong enemies with just few shots. By default when you use the perforator, and if you land shots on weak points, then there is a chance to damage the enemy's shield based on its maximum value. Higher firearm levels will increase its damage potential, and if you completely deplete an enemy's shield, it may also stun them. So overall this weapon is great for every single class, and it's very effective against enemies with shields. Then for the next one we have the Secret Garden tactical rifle. This semi-automatic rifle stands out in this tier by restoring your tech custom resource and increasing its damage. If you use the mentioned skill, it can sometimes recover a custom resource, or if you use the tech skill, it will grant you a unique ability called the Pest Control, and this will increase your ADK and skill power by 5% for the next 5 seconds, and it can stack up to 3 times. Overall, this weapon is good for characters that use the mentioned or tech skills, which primarily is Glay or Ajax. And lastly, you will get insanely high firing rate and ammo capacity. Then for the fifth weapon, we have the Enduring Legacy. This machine gun accelerates the triggering of the elemental effects, such as burn, chill and etc., while reducing enemy elemental resistances. It's perfect for Descendants with elemental skills such as Lepic, Essimo or Blair. And when you hit an enemy with the Enduring Legacy, it increases the chance of triggering the elemental status effect and inflict the cleansing on the target, which reduces the fire resistance and applies burn. Hitting a burned enemy will boost your weapon's ATK and apply this buff to your next attack. So overall this weapon has high firing speed, good reload efficiency, easily applies attribute based status effects, and is perfect for the fire element characters. Then next up we have the smithereens. When you use the shotgun and hit enemies with all of your bullets, it will increase your critical hit rate and critical hit damage, and when you land a critical hit, it will give you a unique ability called the amplification that increases your shell amount by 2 more bullets. Smithereens is perfect for critical focused builds, because they will boost insanely high your critical hit rate and damage. I recommend to use this for characters like the Sharon and Bunny, but it takes time to realign aim after each shot. So overall this weapon guarantees to give you a critical hit when all of your bullets hit. You get increased shell capacity, so you don't have to reload that much. And lastly, the shotgun has higher DPS compared to something like the Executioner. Then next up we have the Afterglow Sword Sniper Rifle. So on hitting a weak point, it will inflict a unique effect called the Dead Propagation, which improves your weak point damage by 5% per stack. You can also get extra critical hit rate when hitting commanders or other elite enemies. The afterglow sword is made to excel in defeating formidable enemies. With its high critical hit rate, mastering it demands considerable time and dedication, which makes it a rewarding challenge for good players. So overall, this weapon is suitable for every single character, and mainly most players use it in the third weapon slot, dedicated for mainly hard boss fights. So then next up, we have the Fallen Hope Assault Rifle. So when you hit enemies that are poisoned, it increases your ATK and applies even more poison damage buff. And when you defeat an enemy, then that same guy on his death will trigger an explosion, which will inflict even more AoE damage. The explosion's chance to trigger is 30%, and it will do more than 55% additional damage on top of everything else. The Fallen Hope excels when used against poison enemies, benefiting from its unique synergy with the Freyna abilities, as she is currently the only one Descendant that is capable of utilizing this effectively. So overall, if you are a Freyna player that wants to use the highest damage possible weapon for your specific class, then here you go. Then for the next one, we have the Greg's Reversed Fate. Here we have another tactical rifle, that when you hit an enemy with the max shields, it will proc a bombardment and have a set chance to inflict a burn effect on the target. When both of these effects are activated together, they will do 100% more weapon damage in the first hit, and then plus 10 extra % for the next 3 seconds. Overall, this weapon enhances your AoE damage, however, it reduces your accuracy by 20% for both aimed shots and hip fire. So then for the next weapon, we have the Executor Shotgun. This is one of the game's strongest weapons. The more pellets that hit your target in a single shot, the more damage the shotgun deals. Additionally, the shots electrocute enemies, increasing its damage even more. And then when all bullets hit, the Executor's exhalation activates for the next 5 seconds. But missing shots reduces the effect range. On max power, firing removes the effect, boosts firearm ADK on hit, and electrocutes the target. Hitting that target further boosts the firearm ADK even more, and applies this buff to your next attack. Overall, I recommend to use this weapon for fast moving and up close and personal characters, like the Bunny and Sharon. Then for the next one, we have the Wave of Light. So after you reload the scout rifle, it will give you a unique ability called the Solar Halo that reduces your recoil by 50% and increases your critical hit rate by 45%. And then when you hit enemies while the previous Solar Halo ability is active, then now a brand new Lunar Halo ability will activate that lasts for 6 seconds and applies a 50% debuff on the enemy. So overall, this weapon will boost your critical hit chance after reloading and will reduce enemy healing when hit afterwards. It offers superior DPS compared to something like the Blue Beetle, making it a versatile choice for every single Descendant. And then for the last and final weapon, we have the sigvores Proof. This is a launcher that excels with its ability to stick and detonate grenades, which will deal a bunch of damage. However, its detonation timing could benefit from improvement, so it's possible that the devs might be buffing this weapon very soon. Overall, the sigvores Proof is obtainable through the current Battle Pass Premium upgrade. It's very effective to clear weaker enemies with its AoE, and it will inflict the burn, so mainly I recommend to use this weapon for only the Blair character. So with that said, I really do appreciate everyone for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or suggestions, then feel free to leave your comments in the comment section down below. And while you're doing that, please click like, subscribe and enable that notification bell, so this way you could support the channel and not miss any more amazing content. With that said, you have an amazing day and I will see you in the next one, so take it easy, peace.